Are you relaxed, or is it stressful for you this day?
I'm about to relax this moment here. I'm going to go from stress to relax in a 10-second period.
Okay, perfect.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Anthony, what would you do today if your friends hadn't asked you in 1983, hey, come along, rap to our music?
Wow, that's a scary movie. It's a scary movie. It could be a bum walking down the street talking to himself with strange clumps of dirt about his chest hair. I just don't know. I mean, it is kind of a scary concept to me because it's been so fulfilling and joyful and adventurous to be with my team for all these years. And it's afforded me so many experiences that I can't imagine my life without. If it was a positive spin, maybe, just maybe, I would be a hardworking writer, you know, smoking a pipe next to a fire somewhere in northern Michigan. But if it was a nightmare journey, I could be 6 feet under.
Okay, so it was a good choice then.
It was a good choice. Okay. It was some nice destiny.
Okay. If you compare those first years in the Chili Peppers band and the time now,
yeah,
what did you bring to the band then, and what do you bring to the band now?
Something similar, I think. Yeah, what I contribute is similar. The energy is similar. You know, I'm still the guy who goes wherever I may be and tries to find the right poetry to make this music take on a new facet, a new face. I try to find a good rhythm, an uplifting tone, energy, just pure energy. And, you know, it's chemistry. It's like you have this very interesting collection of elements, but it needs another element to turn it into what it is. And I think we all contribute that. You know, it would be a little flat without any one of us in there. If we didn't have Chad, it'd be a little flat. We need his element. And same with Flea and Josh.
You named the chemistry. I got the impression that you and Flea, you are the core of the band. You are the founding members, so to say. Chad came a little bit after, and Josh, yeah, he's the young guy. But what would you say, how did the chemistry between you and Flea change over the years, over those 33 years?
Not that much. I mean, we're a little bit wiser, a little bit kinder. But the brotherly rub is still the same. You know, we still get under each other's skin. We get on each other's nerves. But we also have a very kind of creative and productive competitiveness that has been beneficial. You know, if he sees me doing something well, he wants to do a little better and the same, but in a nice way, in a loving way. Not like I want to squash you, but, you know, I want to lift you up.
Like brothers from another mother, so to say.
Yes. Maybe even the same mother. We just got mixed up. I don't know.
Okay. Concerning friendship, I got the impression when listening to your new album that this album is really an album about friendship, because the sounds that you used, your poetry and all the instruments that are intertwined and interwoven and sometimes get against each other and sometimes are based on each other. It's like a friendship. Is this a right observation?
Always. I mean, that's kind of been our secret weapon since the beginning, is friendship and, you know, rubbing our sounds against each other. You know, I depend on those guys more than they depend on me, because a few important songs have come just from the vocals, you know, like Under the Bridge or Californication started off with just me singing and nothing else, and they added the instruments. But most of the time, they jam and they find a groove or some chord changes that I want to jump on. So I need them to lay this magic out so I can, you know, brush my poetry against it or whatever you want to say. And it is to do with friendship, and it is to do with teamwork, and that's why I feel like this record is more evolved than our first record with Josh, which I like. That was a positive experience. We had a great tour, but this one, we know Josh better, and we've toured with him before, so the relationship is deeper, and we just know him better, and it's more fun to make music together now.
Actually, you can hear this on the record. That's exactly right. That was my impression. You found each other more than in the recent album, the I'm With You album.
It takes a minute.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
Yeah.
The good thing is, first when I heard the first single, sorry, the name.
Dark Necessities?
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. I thought, well, okay, this is kind of a We Are Older Now song with a little bit of funk, but not too much. But then I heard Detroit, Go Robot, and this Ticonderoga, and I thought, wow, the Chili's from the 80s are back. When you jam and when you write a song, do you have this as an aim? We have to get a bit more of the 80s in?
No. I mean, we try to stay in today. But we also never limit ourselves, and anything is possible. And we like fast things, and we like slow things, and we like, so-called mature pieces of music, if that's what you want to call Dark Necessities. To me, it sounds pretty raw when Flea comes in on his bass. It's just, a man beating the shit out of his instrument. After all these pretty piano chords and things, then it's just, let me crack this thing in half. But this Ticonderoga, for instance, was quite shocking to me when I heard the music. I missed a day at rehearsal. I showed up, and they're playing this, blazingly fast, hard, da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun. And I was like, I have no idea. What am I supposed to sing on that? And then I took it home and sat with it for a couple of days, and then the melody came flying in through my window. And now I can't wait to play that one live. This Ticonderoga and Detroit both scream to be played live in front of an audience. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's right. I heard that, Danger Mouse, he was quite an influence in writing the songs. I heard Flea telling the audience that there was not so much jamming songwriting going on, but just going to the studio and making songs up out of nothing, so to say, with the producer.
Yeah.
Was this kind of a difficult experience for you? Was it so different? Did you have to get adjusted?
So different. It did take some adjusting, but it was fun, and it's just another way to create. And we wanted something new, so I would say 2/3 of the record was probably based on our typical jamming together style, and 1/3 was just invented literally on the spot. So wake up with nothing, make something, they would give it to me, and the next day I would have to sing it. So I would have to write as soon as possible. I would get it late at night, and I'd wake up early in the morning and listen and go, okay, I think I know what this song is about. And write. And when I would go sing it, that's the first time I ever sang it, and it's still on the record. So I didn't have a chance to practice. And some days I would come in with what I thought was okay, and Brian would say, it's not great. Go home and try that one again. And that was different, but I also appreciated it because, it pushed me just enough to maybe find something that I didn't know was there. And like in the chorus of Go Robot, I had what I thought was a pretty cool chorus. I was like, I like this chorus. Like, it sticks in my head. And he was like, it's okay. I think there's something better. And I had a hard time believing it, for about a week. And then he sat me in the studio and he said, just start singing. And I was like, what do you mean just start singing? He's like, I'm going to play the music and you just start singing, whatever comes to your head. And there's an engineer, and there's Danger Mouse, and there's guys, working in the office next door. And I'm like, okay, I'll just start singing. And we ended up figuring out what the chorus was for Go Robot, and very different, very like you got to make it up on the spot.
Not so much relaxation that a poet needs normally.
Well, we were looking for melody at that point. And sometimes once you find the melody, the words will just jump into place.
A big topic of mine is now aging.
Aging.
Nobody believes me if I tell my mother, this guy is 53. She says, wow. She's 70 and she says, wow, how does he do that? But apart from that, what does aging mean?
Why did you tell your mother?
Hey,
Mom, get in here. You know how this guy is?
No. What I want to ask you is, how does aging influence your creativity? Did you notice some changes?
Changes? I don't know. I mean, I'm still disorganized. I'm still a procrastinator. I still listen to everything around me. When those voices come that have cool things to say, I try to write them down or record them. It's not so different, you know. Yeah.
Is there anything that you? It sounds like a very dark question, but I want to ask it to you. Is there anything left for you that you want to do musically before you die?
Write a bunch of good songs. Yeah, it doesn't get old. It doesn't get tiresome. It doesn't get. That's kind of a never-ending thing. The writing songs can last your whole life. It's like Cy Twombly kept painting beautiful masterpiece paintings until he was 80 years old, and then he died. And I can see why, because it feels good to write a song. It feels great. It feels so nice to go home at night going, that's a pretty good song, not a bad song. So I would like to keep writing songs because I think the possibilities are endless.